have sex in my car.
Give a big round of applause to our Uber queen, Phyllis Dennard. Yay! The way we met is
I got a ride request from you and got in and you spoke and you were so friendly and I just started to talk and I don't even know how I started telling you Uber stories.
because on the back of the rider's seat, on the headrest, there was a sign that said, no eating, no drinking, no vaping. And I made a comment about it. I cannot believe they are vaping in here. Oh my God, oh my God. And you told me they're doing more than that. You told me, wait for my second sign. And you picked up the second sign and it read, no vaping. You have it right there.
There it is.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, I had to put that sign there because people have no common sense. If it happened one time, okay. If it happened 2 times, but 4 times, I had to make that sign. And they're not young people. This last couple was a middle-aged couple. Looked like they were in their mid-60s. I picked them up from a party and they were actually going to a hotel. So they get in the car, I'm driving. The drive was 15 minutes. And I looked in the rearview mirror and the young man had his hand on top of the lady's head, pushing her head toward, down. So I kept driving for a few more minutes. And then I looked and I didn't see her head anymore. And then I hear this noise in the back seat. Wow. And I was like, get up from there. Don't do that in my car. And she pops up. I said, you have 12 more minutes before you get to your hotel. So I get to their hotel. His pants unbuckled. He didn't have any shoes on. They got out like nothing happened. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You're so nice that you finished the ride. You could have dropped them right there, like, get out.
I could have. But it was 3 a.m. and we have to put them out someplace safe. So I just continued to ride. I gave them a 1 star. Once we give them a 1 star, we don't get matched with that person. So I don't ever have to see these people again. It's somebody else's problem now, but but that was unbelievable.
You've been doing this for 8 years. Has that never happened before?
Well, that was the last incident. The first incident, the lady gets in, it's late night again. She lays down on the seat. Everybody's tired. So I thought she was laying down on the seat to, sleep before I get to their stop. And then the next thing I know, she gets up and then she crawls on top of the guy. She pulls her skirt up and I said, don't have sex in my car. So when she lay down, she was, I didn't know if I could say it, but she, pleasuring him. And then she gets up and pull her skirt up and gets on top of him. And I was like, don't have sex in my car. Oh, I promise you. Yes, you are. It's like, this is great. And we were on the expressway, so I couldn't put them out.
Phyllis is in Miami, lots of expressways.
But as an Uber passenger, I worry. I'm concerned about getting a bad rating. I want to make sure I get a good rating because then, I don't know, it's harder to find an Uber if you have bad ratings, right? People should know that having sex, they're gonna not be able to take Ubers if they keep that up.
Well, apparently they don't care. It's not sanitary. So I spray with the Lysol anyway. It's still not sanitary. It's just unethical. It's just really unethical. And I have driven like almost 17,000 rides. Wow. So that's over 50,000 people because some people have 2 and 3 and 4 people with them. So that means I had over 50,000 people in my car, 50,000 different personalities, different experiences. Yeah. But it's been a ride, I'll say. It's been a ride and all not bad. I had some really, really good people in there. I've learned about different cultures. I've met a lot of friends that I keep in contact with. So we exchange numbers and we keep in contact like Gigi. Yeah. And it's been really, really a good experience. But the best experience I have is with the kids. They are so genuine and loving. And one young lady, she was 7 years old and her grandparents, they were going on a cruise ship. So I was taking them to the cruise ship. Once I got to the cruise ship, she's 7 years old, long brown hair. She reaches over from the back of me and she gave me the warmest hug. She hugged me like 10 seconds. And then she says, I love you. I just met this baby. And I said, I love you too. I was like, oh my God, I had chills because it was so authentic and so precious. It's like God was hugging me. That was the most special hug I had.
Imagine if the whole world was like that.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
I was wondering if you could choose on Uber whether to pick up female passengers or you get what you get. How does that work?
Yeah, you get what you get. But actually, I was on a Zoom with Uber the other day, and I requested to be on that panel so I could suggest that. So the next time we have a Zoom, I will suggest that because a lot of females like female drivers. There's not really many female drivers, and especially in the middle of the night, they feel more safe. So that's why I was driving in the middle of the night, because I want the females to feel safe, not knowing that I will get a female, but usually I do. And I feel safe and they feel safe. So I'm going to bring that up on the next Zoom meeting with Uber and see how that pans out.
You told me about a guy with music. Remember that story?
I remember that. He oh my God. He had a long ride, and then he was only maybe 30 seconds from his house, and he asked me, could he play music? And I said, well, I'm a Christian. As long as it doesn't have profanity in it, you could play it. And right away, it's like, why not? It's my ride. I can do what I want. I say, but it's my car, and you can't do what you want. Well, I'm just going to give you a 1 star. I said, well, and I just didn't say anything. So I turned the corner and went straight to the gas station, which was safe. And I said, you have to get out of my car. I'm not getting out of your car. I'm not getting out. I said, yes, you are. And he did not want to get out of the car. So I called the police. I said, I'm calling the police. It's like, you're calling the police on me? Said, yeah. So he got out of the car. I called Uber, told him what happened. A couple of days later, I got a call from Uber investigator. The guy said, I hit him. He told Uber that I hit him.
Oh.
Yes. So Uber called me and said they have to investigate and they have to take me off the platform. Why would I hit him? I'm a 5-star. I have nothing on my record for 8 years, nothing. Why would I jeopardize my livelihood? I said, he's jeopardizing my livelihood here. You know, I have bills to pay. I can't afford to be off the platform. I didn't do anything. So he said, well, we'll investigate, but God knows. God knows the truth. So 30 minutes later, they put me back on. So it was only 30 minutes. I thought it was going to be a week or two, but it was only 30 minutes. So they put me back on.
That was kind of the worst case you had?
Well,
no.
Well, I had several worst cases, but that was one. That was one. Well, when I first started Uber, I didn't want to drive. A friend of mine was driving, and she told me about it. I never heard of Uber. And she's like, yeah, it's a rideshare app. You pick up people. And I was like, are you crazy? Picking up strangers in your car? I'm not doing that. So at the time, Uber was new to Miami, and she was one of the first drivers. She said, they're giving out $500 bonus if I refer friends to drive. I said, I'll sign up, but I'm not driving. I'm sorry. My nerves are bad. I can't do it. Oh. So she said, you have to drive in order for me to get my bonus. So she said, and I make such and such amount of money. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Let me rethink this thing.
Yeah.
The amount of money.
Let's go over it.
Yeah, I had a talk with myself. I said, self, and myself said, huh? And I said, we're going to have to do this thing. We have to put our fears aside. And I talked it over with myself. It's like, okay, we're going to do this. And the very first night, I kid you not, I picked up the young man in Miami Beach. He gets in, he was quiet. And then a few seconds after the ride, he leans up and he starts rubbing on my arm. And I was like, oh my God.
Your first ride.
The first night ride.
First night, yeah.
I said, don't touch me. He says, why are you being so mean to me? Then I realized he was high. I said, just don't touch me. And then he did it again. It was a soft rub, though. It was actually a nice little touch, but I was
goodness.
scared.
Yeah.
My hands were shaking. And I was like, just get out of my car. And he's like, okay. And he got out and he walked away. And I turned my app off. I went home. I was like,
Oh,
this is why I
shaking.
didn't want to do it. This is why I didn't want to do this.